What if the most beautiful jewel in the garden was not a mineral, but a mind? What if the most exquisite blossom was not a plant, but a patient assassin, waiting for the world to come to it? In this theatre of leaf and stem, beauty is not a passive quality. It is a meticulously crafted weapon. Now, let us adjust our focus and enter the world of the miniature wildlife cinema. Our story begins in the golden hour, among the dense, fragrant constellations we call the Marigold Peaks, and here, a creature of almost impossible delicacy takes her first tentative steps into a new existence. She is an Orchid Mantis nymph, a Hymenopus coronatus, and to our eyes she is a miracle of living porcelain. Her body, no larger than a thumbnail, is a mosaic of ivory white and subtle pink, a perfect phantom of a flower petal. This is her before state, a being of profound potential, but also of profound vulnerability. She has just completed a perilous molt, shedding her old life to emerge larger, but momentarily weakened, her new exoskeleton still hardening in the warm, humid air. And she is hungry. It is a hunger that is not an emotion, but a command, an ancient biological imperative that sharpens every sense. For her, survival is a matter of strategic inaction. The world is a cacophony of buzzing wings and crawling legs, a marketplace of life, but she cannot afford a chase. Her entire existence is predicated on a single audacious gamble, that she can convince the world she is not there at all. This is her hero's journey, and its first chapter is a pilgrimage. We watch as she moves, not with a scuttling haste, but with a strange rhythmic sway. It is a mesmerizing motion, a piece of unseen intelligence, as she mimics a leaf trembling in a phantom breeze. She is traveling from the relative safety of a broad leaf toward the high-stakes proscenium of the marigold blooms. This is her inciting incident, her call to adventure. She must choose a stage. Not just any flower will do. It must be the perfect intersection of light, shadow, and the invisible highways of the air, where unsuspecting pollinators travel. After a journey that feels epic in its miniature scale, she makes her choice. A magnificent, fully opened marigold, its orange petals a stark contrast to her pale form. Here, she will not blend in. She will stand out. It is a bold, a counter-intuitive strategy. She settles in, her raptorial forelegs folded in an attitude of prayer, and becomes the ghost. The vigil has begun. This is the bridge, the crucible where potential is forged into reality. Hours feel like geological epochs. The sun arcs across the sky, its heat beating down on the marigold. For the mantis, this stasis is not passive. It is an act of immense control and energy conservation. Her entire physiology is geared for this moment. Her compound eyes, containing thousands of individual light-sensing units called ommatidia, are exquisitely sensitive to motion. She is a living tripwire. Anything that breaks the visual field is instantly analyzed in a neural calculus of threat versus opportunity. The first test of her resolve arrives not on wings, but on 6 small legs. A plump green aphid, as slow and oblivious, wanders up the petal. It is an easy meal, a morsel of guaranteed energy, but I watch, captivated, as she remains utterly frozen. This is that unseen intelligence at work. She is not merely an eating machine, she is a strategist. The aphid is too small. The energy gained from consuming it would be negligible, and the movement required to catch it might betray her position to more valuable prey, or worse, to a predator. She lets it pass, a testament to a discipline that feels almost profound. Her gaze remains fixed on the air, on the greater prize she is gambling for. Suddenly, the entire world lurches. A powerful gust of wind, an invisible titan, barrels through the garden. The marigold stem whips back and forth, and her perfect stage becomes a violent battleground. For a creature of her mass, these forces are monumental. She flattens her body, her delicate legs hooked into the petal surface with astonishing strength, her form a masterclass in aerodynamics and grip. This is a duel with the very ecosystem she inhabits. A raw struggle of form and function against the chaos of nature. The wind subsides. She is still there, unmoved, her resolve unshaken. But a new threat emerges, and this one has eyes. It is a bold, jumping spider. Time: 300 minutes. Poition was salty said, a kinetic bundle of muscle and vision. It is the antithesis of the mantis, a rare noble hunter of action, of leaps and bounds. It lands on a neighbouring petal, its huge primary eyes swivelling, taking in the world in sharp, calculated bursts. The spider is a known killer of mantises. I can almost feel the tension radiate from the scene. The spider creeps closer, its movements jerky and inquisitive. It seems to see her, but not comprehend her. Is this a strange... Time: 200 farets. A new type of flower. A piece of debris? The mantis holds her nerve, locked in the most dangerous deception of her young life. The spider circles, a hair's breadth away, a symphony of threat in miniature. Then, convinced this static object is of no interest, it leaps away in search of more active prey. The ghost has passed her most perilous test. Her patience is rewarded. A low, resonant hum builds in the air. A dronefly, fat and heavy with pollen, Caen, makes a lazy, spiraling approach. It is the perfect target, substantial, preoccupied, and heading directly for her trap. The hunter's body undergoes an almost imperceptible change. She is no longer just a sculpture. She is a loaded spring. Her head, the only part of her that moves, swivels on its delicate neck, tracking the fly's descent with an unnerving smoothness. Her raptorial forelimbs, armed with vicious spines, are tense. Every fibre of her being is now focused on this single, imminent explosion of violence. The fly draws closer, closer. Its buzzing legs reaching down to land on what it believes is the safety of a flower. There is no thought, and no malice. There is only a perfect biological circuit completing itself. Before the fly's legs can find purchase, the ghost explodes. It happens in less than 1/20th of a second, a speed that defies our perception of the living world. Her forelimbs, the raptorial claws that have been held in patient repose, time, 500 ms, uncoil in a blur of ivory. It is a movement of breathtaking efficiency, a marvel of biomechanical engineering where stored potential energy is released in a single devastating instant. The spines on her limbs snap shut like the teeth of a steel trap, closing around the fly's thorax with absolute finality. The hunt is over. Char. The vibrant, buzzing life of the dronefly is extinguished in moments. The struggle, though brief, is a testament to the power locked within our hunter's delicate frame. She has bridged the gap between hunger and satiation, between vulnerability and dominance. This is her afterstate, a predator transformed by her triumph. She begins to feed, a methodical process of consuming the vital proteins and lipids that will fuel her growth, that will build the very tissues for her next molt, carrying her one step closer to adulthood. What we are witnessing is not an act of cruelty, but the fundamental transaction of life in this ecosystem. One life given to sustain another. As I watch her, I realize she is no longer just a beautiful or a static object to be admired. She has become an active agent of this world, a focal point where the garden's beauty and its lethality are one and the same. She has asserted her place in the intricate web of existence, not through brute force, but through stillness, a strategy, and a deception so perfect it bends the perceptions of all who see it. She is the will of the garden made manifest. When her meal is finished, she performs a final, fascinating act. With the meticulous care of a surgeon cleaning their instruments, she draws each raptorial claw through her mandibles, removing every last trace of her kill. The tools of her trade are pristine once more. The sun dips lower, painting the marigold peaks in hues of deep orange and purple. The ghost settles back into her pose, but she is different now. She is no longer just waiting, she is reigning, a silent, ivory queen upon her golden throne, her future written in the successful hunt of today. The lives of these small creatures are as epic as any story ever told, filled with strategy, be peril, time, 300 metres, art and triumph. Their daily struggles unfold in a world parallel to our own. A constant reminder that breathtaking drama and profound wonder can be found in the quietest corners, if only we have the patience to look. If you wish to continue this journey of discovery with us, consider subscribing, Tanto. And we would love to read your own observations from your world in the comments below.